But I was on a Via Rail and I saw a posting for a flag football team and I had to join it. So I liked the post. I was recently broken up with, single and lonely. I arrived at the first practice and we couldn't start the practice because the lady that had the footballs was late. She missed the entire practice. She slept through half of it.
It was a 2-hour practice and I was an hour and a half late. Also, don't mention anything to her about like her boyfriend. They just broke up yesterday and I was like in a whole depressed mood.
And that was my move. I was like, hey, I'm recently broken up with and lonely as well. How's it going? And
it's like fucking fantastic, obviously.
Shut your shop.
Yeah, so a day later, we had our first flag football game. Showed up on time, look at me, for once in my life.
Thankfully, the footballs were not your responsibility.
I didn't have the footballs that time, but we won our first game. I'm pretty sure it was the only game we won that entire season. I had been invited to my friend's 21st birthday party, and she told me the party was dying down, bring whoever I want to liven up the party. So I kind of gave an open invitation to the whole flag football team. I was like, hey guys, I got my friend's birthday party to go to tonight. Anybody want to come? And so about 5 of us hopped in my soccer mom van at the time.
Including lonely me.
Including him. And we ended up making it to the party with 4 people because one person went home to his girlfriend because he was
didn't make it
to the party. But we took his bottle of Kraken.
I think it was a whiskey.
It was whiskey? Okay.
Yeah.
We took his like 40-liter bottle of whiskey with us to the party.
Alex and Daddy Boy drank it before we got to the party.
They destroyed it before we got to the party. And so I spent the remainder of the night taking care of the 2 drunk assholes that finished the 40. And then this little sweet angel comes over after I've finished taking care of these drunk idiots. And he's like, hey, how you doing? And, oh, thanks for inviting me. Do you like me? I hope I'm making a good impression. Of course, he's not the most sober either, right? But he was just like
most sober of the bunch.
The most sober of the bunch, and I'm pretty sure my answer was something along the lines of, you know what, you're the person that's pissing me off the least right now, so I love you. Like, I'm pretty sure you're my favorite one here tonight. And he's like, oh, good. Just want to make sure you like me, because, you know, I'm trying to, you know, get out there and
make friends
and that kind of stuff. And I was just like, oh my gosh, who's this happy-go-lucky kid? And 2 weeks later, we were pretty much in love, inseparable, and haven't wanted to leave each other's side since. Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
Gina is the best person I have ever met.
The thing that you'll realize is he is hilarious. Like, literally hilarious.
She is a lot. She is busy. She is a whole lot of personality that is really tough to reel in, but is the best person I've ever met.
He will put himself at the butt of every joke if it makes other people laugh.
She is the yin to my yang, but it works that way.
And in basic training, he was dubbed the Chief Morale Officer.
Just the best.
He will never ever let anything let him down or like get you down. And if you're down, he will make it his life purpose to pick you back up.
I got the ring finally, and I was like, yeah, this week is the week.
Week prior, he said, hey Gina, I gotta go to North Bay.
Gotta talk to her parents, gotta do that. So, on the Monday, I used getting winter tires as my excuse to go to North Bay, had dinner with the soon-to-be in-laws, and
he was going to ask my parents for their blessing. And that was something that was like really big for me. When
at the end of it, talked about proposing. They were enthusiastic and good with it.
I just want you to take that like one old school tradition and follow through with that.
Her dad's question was, really? Yes, I've thought this one through.
But okay, how about we just go for a little picnic at Pansy Patch Park?
Yeah, celebrate the day off. Let's go for a picnic with the dogs.
But as I'm going out, I'm like looking at him and I'm like, I know I've been asking you to propose for the last 4.5 years, but if you propose today, I'm gonna freaking kill you because I look like shit and I didn't do my hair, I didn't do my makeup. And he's like, you're always beautiful, but whatever.
Dogs were all cute and looking nice, and I was like, this is the time. I'm going for it. So I set up the camera, I hit record, and then this lady came over.
Like, hey, what's your puppy's name? Like, is he friendly? Do you want to come play with our dogs? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And so I end up talking to this lady for the next 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was so nice to meet you, but it was hours. She sat with us and played with the dogs, and Gina was like, no, I want to go home now. She lives in our neighborhood. Let's walk home with her. So I'm like, no, absolutely not.
At this point, he's already said goodbye to her like 4 times. Like, oh, okay, well, we should really be getting going. Like, it's, you know, it's getting late.
So the lady went home, and so had to think quick. It couldn't be on camera, couldn't be videoed, anything. I got the ring, put it in my pocket, and Gina likes to laugh about the fact that I was covert. I put a poop bag in there as well, so if she reached in, it's like...
I went to go put my hand in there, and he's like, get out of there. And I'm like, why? What are you holding in there? He's like, a bag of dog shit.
Oh no, there's a poop bag there. You don't want to reach in there.
And he goes to pull something out of his pocket and bend over, and like it looked like he was going to pick something up off the ground. So I was like, uh-oh, did one of the dogs poop again? And so he like looks at me on one knee and he's like, you know, you're just like the most amazing person I've ever met.
Said my little piece and got down on one knee and asked if she'd marry me, and she said yes. And about a minute later, a cross-country team ran by on the trail behind the park, and the few kids ran by, and she was like, I just got engaged!
One kid yells, nobody cares!
You have been the rock in my life for the last 6+ years, and
Yeah, so you just make me feel like all of my faults are actually my greatest superpowers.
very excited to see where the road takes us.
When I met you, when we first started dating, I got scared because I thought, oh shit, I finally found someone that is so amazing.
Be quite the adventure, but at least I have you with me during it, and I'm very lucky for that.
So, love you.
Mwah.